Hi, everyone, and welcome back. This is Tracy with the Gather community, and I am here to introduce and spotlight the amazing and fabulous Caterina Rando, who we love to pieces. Caterina is an amazing mentor for women who serve women in their businesses. And of course, now I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself, and that's what you do. But tell everyone, oh, I love that mug. That's so cute.
Thank you.
And holds lots of coffee. Tell everyone who hasn't met you, those three people,
Okay.
a little bit about what you do and who you serve and how you love to
Yeah.
show up in the world.
Well, I'm on a mission to serve women who see their businesses as their mission, to support them to sell authentically. Because you know what? If you can't sell, you can't serve. And women are so concerned about being salesy, which is a legitimate concern, but then they often don't invite people to be their clients. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, when we want to have clients, we have to build influence before we invite people to buy. And that's why I like to show women, teach women, support women to use public speaking to build Insta influence. And of course, gain Insta clients, but also build influence for those clients that are, and future clients that are going to take a little longer to get in the door. And then, Tracy, as you know, I love to support women with how to do their growth programs, support them with how to do their retreats. And the most fun thing I have the privilege of doing is leading our Bliss retreat for women leaders on a mission, which you've been on, which we're getting ready right now. I have the pre-publication invitation for 2024 for the gals that have been before. And the thing that I want to say is one of the things I love the most, Tracy, is getting the ladies together. And this is a skill that I have that I think so many women have, and they don't even realize that this is like a superpower.
Yeah.
Creating community, getting the gals together.
I totally agree. I was just thinking about this because, you've been a part of the Gather community since, before it existed. We kind of created the idea together during the pandemic. And, when I first met you, that was what was interesting to me, was the idea of getting the ladies together, like
Mhm.
full stop, in whatever capacity works for whatever situation. That was what we were all looking for at the time. When I
Mhm.
first met you, it was at a networking group, then it was at a half-day workshop,
Mhm.
and then there's longer term things. But to recognize that other communities, other groups are not focused on building those relationships. They're more focused on the tactics of the moment as opposed to the long-term benefits of the relationships that we have with each other.
Right. And the truth is that in life and in business, relationships matter. They matter a lot. And that while knowledge is important and learning super tips is really key, that's not all there is. It's the connections, it's the collaborations, it's the friends, it's the referrals that you cultivate because other people trust you
Mhm.
and they want to help somebody else, and so they refer them to you. It's opportunities that we get dropped on our lap because we've met someone, or they again trust us or think we would do a great job. And that's why community is so important, of course, Tracy, as you know, and why I love to have a community, cultivate community, help other gals create their own communities. Because the other thing is that, as much as our current modern life has made us more connected in many ways with Zoom, with social media, it's also created more of a void because now we mostly work from home, not all of us, but many of us. And that can also create loneliness and isolation,
Yeah.
and of course, all those other things that create that as well. And there's nothing better than being with a room of like-minded, like-hearted women, just like you, to be friends with and get to know and uplift each other.
Yeah, 100%. And every time you say uplift, I think of your comment about I don't have any tattoos, but if I ever did, it would say uplift.
That's right.
Because
Yeah.
like what else would you want written all over your face? If not that it would be a face tattoo. Let me be
No,
clear.
no, that's okay.
No.
I think maybe back here, but,
Yeah.
and
Or
but
wherever, but
yeah,
just to know that that's, just etched into you,
it is
right?
excellent to me. And in fact, I like to have the intention of everyone I come in contact with, from a potential client to a client to my mom and dad to my mailman, who's not as alluring as my last mailman.
I was gonna say your
unfortunately.
mailman. I knew you
Yes.
were gonna mention him.
I want to uplift everybody in those conversations. And the truth is, Tracy, it's pretty easy to do that. A smile and a kind word and some acknowledgement, you will watch people light up, because a lot of people don't get that enough
Yeah.
in our lives, and we can all use it more. And when we bring an attitude of uplift to our business, guess what? Our clients keep coming back.
Yeah.
Because they feel seen and heard and supported and gotten and well served. And then if we put on top of that our hearts, our big hearts, and we don't just wear our heart on our sleeve, we wear our heart all over our business, and now it feels good to do business with us, they're going to keep coming back. And that's why, when I talk about sales and it's not about the sale, it's about creating a relationship where this person they pick you, you're their XYZ, you're their health person, you're their organized person, you're their bookkeeper, you're their legal person, and they're not looking anywhere else, not only because of the great job you do, but because they enjoy doing business with you.
Yeah, absolutely. And they, like you said, they feel gotten, they feel seen.
Right.
That's one of the things I think, if someone makes me feel that way, I always really make sure to mention it, because it's not the thing, unless it's on your radar every day, it's not the kind of thing that people talk about a lot. Thank you for helping me feel seen.
Right.
Right? Like it's not everyday conversation, but when it is, that tie is so strong. So great. And I'm glad that you started talking about, how that uplift when it transfers into your business, because I think that's where, your sales process and how you teach sales and how you encourage all of your clients, myself included, to, we want to bring people on as our clients, but really what we want to do is uplift them in however it is that we serve them. And if that means that they're a client, great. If that means that we say a sentence in a conversation that all of a sudden lights a fire or gives a little spark of encouragement, then that's an uplift too. And that might not mean that they're a client today, but there's a connection there that can potentially be long-term, and maybe the client happens later, and maybe you just change their life by just telling them that, whatever uplifted them.
Contributing to them in some way.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And here's the other thing, Tracy, let's have a long-term view of our business. These days I'm saying it's not just about the first sale. What's really important is the second sale. And in order to get the second sale, what's important is that you did an outstanding job with the first sale, but not the sale, not the agreement part.
Right. The serving,
everything that came after, right, where you fulfilled your promise to that client and you exceeded that expectation. You did even better than they expected. So then the second sale is pretty much like, hey, my friend, you want to do the next thing? And they're like, yeah, okay, that sounds good. And there's not really a lot of conversation involved because you did such a great job the first time.
Yep.
And doing a great job is not just fulfilling the terms of your contract. It's making sure that they feel seen and heard and gotten, and you're responsive and all of that kind of thing. Where was I? Oh, the other day I was driving somewhere and a text came in from a client, and she said in her text, because the texts show up in the car, she said, can I have a time to talk with you? tomorrow about XYZ. And I didn't have any time tomorrow. So I just called her right back, right? And she said to me, oh my gosh, thank you for the Insta service, and that's absolutely, and I think it was after 5, I think it was like 5:30. And that's what I want to do. I want to be super responsive. Now, you can't do that 100% of the time, 100% of the time, but you can have the intention to
Right.
be always responsive. You can have the attention to always uplift. You can have the intention to under promise and over deliver. And you can have the guiding principle, and of course the plan, to always operate with integrity.
Yeah.
And when you do these things, your clients talk, if they keep coming back. And then it's not about sales. It's just about, hey, what else you got? Right. And isn't that exciting?
Yes, absolutely. And so thinking about your client who texted you and you called them right back, like
Mhm.
there's a lot of people who may say, well, you know, there's that side. I'm not even going to say what they're going to say, but what I can imagine she was probably thinking was, it's 5:30. I want to be respectful of our relationship and not ask for the immediate. But honestly, when you're in a relationship, when you understand each other, she could have said, can you give me a quick call
Right,
because I have a question or whatever.
right,
And either you're available or you're not. And I think
right.
that's where people start, like that whole salesy thing is where people start to think things have to be a certain way
Mhm.
and have to be the same way with the same people every time, and that they have to um, follow some set of rules around what's appropriate.
Mhm.
And I think, what I've learned from you is when you really care about the other person, as long as that shines through, that they feel it
Mhm.
and therefore don't feel like they're being sold to, being taken advantage of in that sales process, which is what the salesy fear is all about.
Right, right. And there's all kinds of things, Tracy, that you hear out there. Like, I remember I've heard, there was a period of time where I heard all these coaches talking about overgiving, that so many women are overgiving. And first of all, I don't know what that is, but I started to look at that. Maybe that means you're being taken advantage of or you're whatever. And so I started to look at, okay, even though my clients, most of them don't pay me for one-on-one coaching or anything like that, I like to say I'm super accessible to my
Yeah.
clients,
Yeah.
they can reach out to me anytime. So I
Yeah.
started to pay attention. How often am I talking to how many gals? And I said to myself, okay, this whole year, there was only one gal that I would say she reached out a lot.
Kind of exceeded the implied boundary.
Yes. So then I thought, you know what? She's been my client for 5 years. This year, last year, she was going through a tough time. She needed some extra attention.
Yeah.
This year, her business is super thriving. She's super blissing in her business. I barely hear from her.
Yeah.
Okay. So sometimes people need some extra something, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You go the extra mile for your clients. You do what maybe is more than you agreed to with your contract. And that's called, helping a sister out. That's called doing what needs to be done.
Yeah.
But sometimes it doesn't get done in whatever the parameters are. And I want to work with women, Tracy, like yourself, who see their business as their mission on the planet, as their ministry, if they're of religious nature. Like, this is my work, right? And then if you are operating with that attitude or that intention or that belief, then hopefully you're blissing in your business, which is really what I want for all women.
What
I
it's
don't
all about.
just want them to make some money. I want them to be blissing. I want them to have a high level of fulfillment. And you know what I think that comes from, Tracy? When we get to be ourselves, be our authentic selves. I get to wear my sparkly dresses and my big earrings, and I get to give heart earrings to my clients, and I get to do it my way. And if somebody doesn't like it, sorry for them, but this is my business. I get to do it my way. And the thing that I believe too is that then the people that resonate with us and resonate with who we authentically are, they step forward, they become our clients. And it's when we're trying to do it, some women are okay, like you were talking earlier about being appropriate is very, like, doesn't necessarily feel good, right? You've got your beautiful magenta hair, which is so beautiful, and if some people don't like it, sorry for them, that's okay. They could go somewhere else and wear a double-breasted suit with gold buttons, which I'm not opposed to, but it's not necessarily my preference.
And I think that that's, a really good kind of bottom line for how you help women with their sales too, is that not everyone's for us, that the people that are for us will come our way and will be connected in some way, short, medium, long term. The whole moment, reason, season, lifetime, or whatever.
Yeah.
And if they're not for us, then that's all okay, because there's a lifetime supply of people to serve.
There is a lifetime supply of people to serve. And the other thing that, and I would say, we talk about our client criteria, their age, their demographics. Of course, I want people to consider the psychographics, which is, I'm looking for positive people with integrity, but also I'm looking for clients that have the same values as me. And one of my values is community, and cultivating community and generosity and an attitude of uplift, as we've discussed. And so sometimes when I'm meeting with people, potential clients, I'm not only seeing if I can help them, I'm seeing if they're worthy of hanging out with my gals. Because, as you know, I believe in the one bad apple theory. And so what I mean by that is, if somebody is going to get the privilege of stepping into my client community, I've got to make sure that they're a match for the amazing gals that are already there. And I want to shine the spotlight here, Tracy, because we talk about sales because then people know what we're talking about. But the truth is that we as businesswomen are interviewing someone when we're talking to them, yes, to see if we match them, but also to see if they match us. Because if you're going to bliss in your business, that means you're only working with people that, yes, you could genuinely serve, but also you want to serve them. You feel called to serve them. You want to get to know them better, and they are worthy of connecting and being with your other clients. Your Gather community is a great example. You want to consciously curate your community because we want all the ingredients, which is all the gals, to vibe together.
Yep, absolutely. And, it may be something that so serving them as a client might not be only about what kind of business do they have, right? Like, do I have experience with what it is that they're doing? That actually is kind of, it's not totally irrelevant, but it's a little bit irrelevant, in that what's more important is that we are connected as humans, as women, as people, to understand each other. Because if you feel like I care about you, you're going to be more open to share the things that you're struggling with so that we can work on them. It's, we're not therapists, but there's a lot of personal stuff that happens when you're an entrepreneur. And sometimes things are hard. And, we need people in our corner to help us work through those.
I do have a master's in counseling psychology.
Yes, you do, but I do not. So, and I'm a good listener too.
You don't need one. You don't need one to help people. But but the thing is, what you do have, Tracy, which I do think is required, is a big heart. And it's very important to recognize. That's why, you hear me talk, not just about wear your heart all over your business, but business is personal.
Yeah.
Okay. Your people have to know that you care about them, and you better care about them. And if you don't, refer them to someone else who will, because business and family and all the other aspects of our life, this is important to the individuals. And we want to make sure that we can give it 100% to help them with whatever they need to get their needs met and to get the services that they want. So much more to say, my friend.
I know. And our time is running short.
Okay.
So I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, as usual, and I say as usual because it's every single time I talk to you. Thank you for your time and your kindness and your caring and your
Thank you.
everything. And for being in the Gather community over and over again. I treasure you. And
I'm a lifer, my friend. I'm a lifer for
Yay,
sure.
I love that. I love
For sure.
lifers. Lifers are good. Lifers are good because we're friends, talk to us
Right.
about our most recent museum visit.
Yeah,
And
that was super fun. We went to
so
the
fun.
museum. We wore flowers in our hair, and because we were being bold, we said,
Because we
okay,
like
we're
being
gonna-
visible
right.
because it really makes people smile.
It did. We uplifted a lot of peeps that day
Yeah,
when
we
we
did. We
went
did.
to the museum. We'll
All
have
right,
to
my
plan our
friend.
next getaway, our next
I
visit to the museum.
I know. Well, and I'll
Okay,
see.
my
I mean,
friend.
this is going to go out in the end of July.
Okay.
Or August, I don't remember anymore, but whatever it is, it's summer of 2023. We've got lots of things coming up, and whatever you're hearing is evergreen, and come find out what's happening next.
Hey, I do want to mention to people that we have retreats coming up. We have free workshops every month, and anybody that would like to bliss more in their business, grow their sales, rock their speaking more, please talk to me. I would love to support you to thrive and bliss even more.
Yay. Bing, bing, bing. We'll see you soon. Thanks, everyone.